On the same trip to the junkyard, as I picked up the HEMI, I got pretty lucky and found a trailer hitch for a Jeep Liberty. The trailer hitch will make the Liberty a lot more versatile. We have a bike rack that can slide in here. We've got a hitch hauler that can go in here. It'll just add a lot more versatility to the Liberty. The Liberty, again, has a 5,000 pound towing capacity. I have a wiring harness ordered, which supposedly fits right in. I guess we'll find out how that works out. And probably the best part is it's very easy to install. There's 6 bolts that go in. That's it. You bolt this into the frame. Hopefully the holes are there. Hopefully this will work. So it's just gonna be a quick and easy job. But you never know with these. So this is the right side or passenger side. The holes are here. There's 1, 2, 3. The right side's a little more difficult because the exhaust is in the way. So I got 1 bolt started on the right side. To the left side. Oh, that's pretty heavy. This is original Chrysler component. And should be close. Oh wow, good thing I left this sitting out in the sun for a while, so we've got it nice and hot. Should just slide right in a lot easier. Whew. So with a lot of things, I'm not sure on the fitment of this, so I'm going to put all the bolts in loose before I tighten any of them down, because I know this there's a little bit of play in everything, so we'll make sure we get them all in before I tighten anything down. This is exciting. So in about 20 minutes, we got a trailer hitch now. I now have a rear recovery point, so the next time I get stuck, I got someplace to hook it to pull me out. Somebody else gets stuck, I got someplace I can hook the tow strap to, or winch or whatever, to pull them out. So this is really exciting here. And probably the best part of all is I picked this up on half price day at the junkyard, so it was less than 20 bucks. All right, I am using a CURT 55382. Custom wiring harness kit, and the first thing we want to do is get the instructions out. We'll get rid of those because we don't need instructions. Make sure you get a good set of Torx screwdrivers. These do not have the size marked on them. That's a sign of quality there from Harbor Freight. I think the first thing you got to do is pull the tail lights out. All right, we'll start here on the right side. I think there's just these 2 Torx head T20 screws on the passenger side. This is going to be a lot of fun. I believe these just pop out kind of somehow. Yeah, they're just studs on the back to go into the plastic clips. So that one comes out, and then the other side needs to come out. Get the taillight out on the driver's side. There's 2 Torx head screws, T20s. One is right in here. And there's another one up on top here. So this is the wiring harness from CURT. Do with one hand. All right, now I believe we got 1 clip for one side, 1 set of plugs for the other side. This box gets double-sided taped behind one of the lights, and then you've actually got the harness that goes to the trailer harness, and then there's a ground in here too. Yeah, there's a ground wire that needs to go to the vehicle. Just for reference, here is the instructions, by the way. So it says disconnect the battery, open up the tailgate, disconnect the taillights to pull them out. It looks like this side here goes behind the driver's side headlight. The rest of this harness gets fed through the hole underneath the headlight, which you can see a lot better on the other side, gets looped around under the bumper. Then the one with just the green wire comes up through the bottom here and goes to the passenger side tail light. So, and then there's a ground wire that needs to be installed. That's routing the wire. Then the then the box gets secured with some double-sided tape. Seems like a pretty easy installation. What could go wrong? All right, so here we are, the driver's side taillight. What is up with these red connectors here? That is a Chrysler thing. Was that during the Mercedes days? Did Germany have a problem with some kind of little munchkins unplugging wires? So we unplug that. We got the one connector plugs into there. And the connector from the car is plugged into here. Done. Then we got to feed the rest of the wire harness, I think, down through this hole. So this should, I think this goes through here. We don't have to pull off the rear bumper. Just makes the job 20 times harder. This wire here needs to go through there. An actual trailer plug.
Keep on pulling. Then.
Yep, keep on pulling. There's another plug to go in there too. So running the fishing the wire through here ended up being quite a challenge. What we ended up doing was taking a cable tie, tied a cable tie onto the plug, and then I just used a welding wire, put a hook on the end so I could feed this through, hook onto the cable tie and pull it up through. Probably a coat hanger, anything would work actually to pull this up through, but it's a pretty tight space, you can't get your hand in there. So it's just the same thing over here. We're just gonna push this red connector in, and then this should come out. This one's going to plug on and plug into the back of the light. Secure the red connector. This is going to plug onto here somehow. We are done under here. This one I believe can go right back on now. Put some screws in and the passenger side's done. On the driver's side, it did come with double-sided tape. It says to secure this to a flat spot. I'm assuming probably somewhere here. I don't know, that's where I'm going to stick it. We'll see how well this double-sided tape sticks. Flat spot there, but the whole light is hanging off of this. Yeah, it sticks on there pretty good. Then we have a ground. We need to, it says to ground it to a screw that's on the car, or if there's not one available, use a screw that came with it, self-tapping screw. Alright, I just used the self-tapping sheet metal screw that it came with. Screw it in here. It says you can use a 3/32 drill bit to drill a hole and put the screw in. Now hopefully this light's gonna fit now with all that all this extra wiring in here. It's supposed to. This is a lot of fun. Oh, it fits. Let's put the two screws in, and then we gotta secure the wire harness underneath. Last step, I've got this green wire hanging down here, and the trailer harness wire over here. We'll secure those with some cable ties and have it hanging down over here. Sometime in the future, I'd like to replace this, or I will replace this with a multi-plug, which will have the 4-spade and the 7-spade. So, just added some cable ties to cable tie the wires up and out of the way. The plug is right here. Like I said, eventually we're going to add a multi-plug. It'll be maybe welded on, or probably end up just putting some sheet metal screws right into the bar here, so the plug will hang down. It'll do a 4-pin or a 7-pin. But in the meantime, everything is secured. Looks good. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode.